is the relation of past traumas, things that you have gone through at whatever stages of your life. It could have been childhood, it could have been your teen years, hell, it could be early adulthood, a late adulthood. It doesn't matter when it happens, but it can affect relations with anyone. It could be to your family, it can be to your friends, it can be to your lovers. And it's because one of the hardest things is to move past things that have affected us in our life. And one of the biggest problems that people have and why people get so jaded or even just overall just push people away is because they can't let go of things that have happened to them. And this could be all forms of abuse, whether it's physical, sexual, verbal, it all affects you. And that's all that you think of when you're interacting with people. And so when this happens, you immediately go into defensive mode. And so that can make it to where you immediately just want to just push away, put up walls, and you shut people out. But then you feel worse, and sometimes you don't even realize why because you're alone. You've shut out everybody that you could ever have close to you that could care about you and you could care about yourself. And so when this happens, it just perpetuates the feelings that you already have inside and it just makes it worse. And it just makes you angrier and angrier until you're such a terrible, almost monster of a person that nobody recognizes the person you used to be, and you don't recognize yourself. But sometimes you end up writing it off as, oh, well, you know what? I'm owed this because of all the shit that happened to me. And I'm not saying that you don't deserve something good to happen to you after all the bad, but hurting others to make yourself feel better because you felt bad in the past is not the route to go. And it's not going to help you. And so, the biggest thing that I can say for you guys is that you just have to find an outlet, something that helps you let this stuff go, or even vent it. One of the things that I found was really, really helpful music. Either listening to music or making music. Making music is a really, really good outlet if you have any music talent because you can put all of those emotions, all because everybody thinks that anger is just anger. It's not. That's not true. Anger is built off of other things. It can be things you're afraid of. You could be afraid of losing someone, being afraid of getting close to someone, or you could be sad over something and it pushes you to where you have this anger because of different reasons. It could be lost, it could be whatever. There's so much there that builds. Anger is not its own thing. It's built off of all of these other stacked emotions. And anger is just the boiling point because what's one thing that you notice when you can't deal with a situation perfectly right or someone frustrates you or you just get too much, just overload? You snap, right? You go, shut up, or whatever. It's a response to an overload. And when you have all these layering emotions, that's why you get to that anger response. But then when you blow up, typically you feel better, yes? In a way, because you've let all that go. But then whoever you blew up at, or whatever you may have done when you blew up, you feel like shit afterwards because you didn't deal with it right. Am I right or am I right? I have had these instances, and I still do. I mean, everybody does. Everybody has times where you just don't deal with something right. And it's because you can't always react to things right. You're not perfect. We're all human, right? But here's the thing, as long as you keep working at it and you keep finding ways to discuss this stuff with other people, do whatever, get rid of that, just kind of Sometimes it's good to just word vomit the shit out. When you're feeling something or you're having a problem, just get it out. Just talk to somebody. And just be like, look, I don't need you to say anything. I just need you to listen. And just vent it out to someone. And then when you're done, then they can say something. And they can be like, okay, this is what I see. This is what I feel, in this and everything like that. But have them let you talk. Because if they're cutting you off or they're interjecting stuff in the middle of it, you're going to get more frustrated because you're trying to get this off your chest. This is something that's irking you, getting into your brain, right? It's like that little just spike in your mind you just can't let go. So you got to have them just be like, look, I need to just spill this out to you. You can say something at the end, but I got to get it all out and just vent. Just let it out. And maybe give them a little bit of a warning if you're going to get a little animated during it, because sometimes when you're letting out all this shit, you just get to where it's like, and then this motherfucker, you get a little animated. So let them know that you're not mad at them. Just let them know, hey, I'm going to vent this out. I might get a little animated. I might get a little wild. Just let me get it out and just go from there. They'll listen to you. If they're a good friend, they will be there and they will listen. Or family or whomever, it doesn't matter. But you gotta have those outlets. Another one that's really, really good, if you're a gamer, is just getting into another world in a game. Just get that mental escape. And then let yourself process shit. And sometimes, if you're going through it and you get to that point where everything's just boiling over and you just get so mad after all the other emotions that you've gone through or whatever, hey, I'll admit it. I go into games and I just start shooting shit up. Sometimes it makes you feel better because it lets you have that crazy. That stuff that you can't do in reality without looking like a crazy ass motherfucker. It's an outlet to just let you just kind of just vent that shit out. If you don't have someone to talk to immediately, just go and do that. And then when you kind of have calmed yourself down, you can come to whomever and be like, all right, look, and just have that conversation and just get it out. It's really all that comes to you guys. So, just because you've had stuff in your past that have made you make some bad decisions at times later in life doesn't make you a bad person. It doesn't make you a monster. It doesn't make you the villain of the story. You just have some shit you're trying to process. And sometimes people just don't know how to go about it. I sure as shit didn't when I was younger. I dealt with things really badly, guys. I could have done things so much differently. Like, way differently. I should have gone like a whole other way, and I decided, because I got this whole mentality of I'm owed. I'm owed feeling better about myself and fuck everyone else because I was put down for so long. I felt that everybody was trying to control me. They were trying to push me a certain way in how I was supposed to live. I wasn't allowed to feel certain emotions. If I got angry or anything, I was repressed. Until finally one day I just said, fuck you. I don't give a shit what you fucking say. You know what I mean? Like, you eventually get to that point. But it's those feelings that made me not recognize myself. Because I stopped fully caring about people. There were only a very few that I even had those feelings to where I actually gave a shit about what happened to them. Everybody else, I hate to say it, but to me they felt expendable, and I didn't care what happened. And that's not a way to be, guys. That is very... That's a part of, like, the whole psychopathy thing. Like, not giving a shit about people and thinking that everything just revolves around your little world. I mean, it's also kind of just being, self-centered, I guess. A narcissist in a way. But psychopathy is literally where you just don't give a shit what happens to people. You got your path, you're going your path, and you're just pushing your way. Now, I'm not saying I'm a psychopath, obviously, but that is the start of it, and that's how people get into that mindset. Is they start formulating this stuff in their minds about how all of these wrongs have happened to them, and then they just push that on the world. I'm owed this. Y'all don't matter anymore because I didn't matter for so long. It's repression. And what is one thing that has always happened when people are repressed? They push back eventually, and they try and rise, and they try and rise. That's ultimately what happened with me. I pushed back, and I fucked around and found out. So, take care of yourselves. Find outlets. Find things you can do that help you. Alright, guys. I love y'all. Take care of yourselves. I'm here for any of you. If any of you ever need someone, reach out to me. I respond to comments as soon as I see them. So, reach out if you ever need someone. Truly, I'm here for y'all, okay? Alright. Love y'all. Jack the Stripper out.